Are you aware that 70% of pastors constantly fight depression and burnout for the frustration experienced as a result of ministry workload, discouragement, and pressure? We help leaders grow healthy churches. We are excellent at what we do, and we are fast becoming the best of the very best. Magnicraft Consulting is set up to help both small and large-sized churches become healthier by using proven diagnostics tools, effective retention strategies. We give the right and appropriate and professional advice. We are the certified church consultants with the Society of Church Consulting in the United States of America. Trust us to help you grow. Don't wait till it's too late. You will be glad you did. Call us now on 0802-324-2258. Email contact@magnicraftconsulting.com or magnicraftconsulting@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram @Magnicraft Limited. Magnicraft Consulting. Doing church God's way. Hello. Welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting Team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade.
Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for hooking up with me on Monday Morning Matters this Monday, the second Monday of the month of May. My name is Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder, CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. I'm the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Welcome to Monday Morning Matters. Apologies for coming a bit late this morning. We had some technical issues. You can imagine me trying to get into my account. It's just been very. So welcome everyone to this Facebook Live broadcast show YouTube channel. This month has been awesome with the topic, the Unchurched Mindset. The Unchurched Mindset. We start with episode 1 or part 1 of 4. And so you can actually watch those that episode on the Facebook page or YouTube channel. Thank you for hooking up with us. We're glad you are part of this live broadcast show. My name again is Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. I want to thank you. I want to just say a little bit about Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps local churches to grow healthier through empirical assessment, trainings, and strategic blueprint. So we do 4 things for churches. We do empirical assessment, we do revitalization, we do training or capacity development, and strategic planning for churches. Our vision is to be the leading church health consultancy that creates actionable, sustainable, adaptable solutions for churches. I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the US. I'm your host every Monday, 7 a.m. West African time, every Monday of the week. I'm also known as the Church Health Guide of the 21st century. I just saw some likes right now. A big thank you. Hit the like button. Share us to your community. Drop me a comment where you are listening to me from. and I will surely going to engage you afterwards. So let's do a little bit of promo, and then we'll go into the juice for today. Monday morning matters coming your way this Monday, despite all the hiccups that is going on. We're going to talk on the unchurched mindset, the unchurched mindset, the unchurched mindset. So, what is the mindset of those who are not in the church? And the reason why we are having this is because so that the church can be well equipped to know how to engage and connect to those who are outside the church. Now, the extent at which you're going to connect with those outside the church will determine how healthy your front door can be. And so we're going to go deep into what that unchurched mindset is all about. Now, Dr. Tom Rainer is giving a fantastic over 40% discount to anyone who wants to be trained, well equipped, and certified as a church consultant. You want to help your own church, you want to help other churches revitalize. Let's see how we can get that training across to you to take advantage of the discount that is available to you. Now, my book are still available on Amazon, or contact me directly for Church Retention, Pathway to Growth. Church Retention, Pathway to Growth. Then the second book that just came out last month is still hot. People are still buying it up to yesterday. Busting Church Growth Myth. Busting Church Growth Myth. And so I want you to get that book as soon as possible. Now, mindset matters a lot when it comes to relationship. Mindset matters a lot when it comes to connections. Because if you don't know the mindset of the person you are talking with, you might not get the best out of that relationship. So mindset matters a lot in relationship. Not to talk of when you are trying to carry out evangelism or discipleship. So whatever action the unchurched displays, they should be rooted in their thoughts, they should be rooted in their mindset and how they perceive and interpret things. Okay, because they are not used to the reading of the scriptures, speaking in tongues, whatever is the norm that is the activity in the church, it's not going to go down well with your church because they are not used to that kind of terminology. And so you have to be conscious of that fact that these unchurched are not used to the culture and the norms of what is going on in the church. So quickly, we're going to just go straight. I didn't finish what I had started last. So the unchurched people are referred to as individuals who do not regularly attend church or belong to any religious organization. And so we want to just let you know that that is what a church is. Okay, they are not affiliated to any religious or to any church as it whole. Now, what are the paths to the unchurched mindset? Now, one of the things is that you have to have some personal introspect and question your beliefs. That how are you going to relate these things that is not so welcoming to the unchurched? How can we begin to connect with them? How can we begin to make them understand spiritual things even when they are not spiritual, even when they are not awakened? And that will just draw our minds to begin to pray that the eyes of their understanding be enlightened, that the eyes of their understanding be opened, because if your eyes is closed, there's no how you can be able to see light. How are you going to be able to expose the diverse perspectives, church views, religious traditions and cultures, and then begin to expose those things to the challenge and the hidden mindset or understanding of the unchurched, and so that they can be able to appreciate the spirituality of what Christianity is all about. One of the things that we can also get to understand is the influence of secular and humanistic philosophies. Those things are what frames up the unchurched mindset. And so because of that, they prioritize their reasoning the way they do. Okay, you can imagine them prioritizing betting over reading scriptures, or science over the miraculous, or personal autonomy over religious authority or dogma. And so because of the influence, you need to understand what are the influence, what are the secular influence, what are the humanistic philosophies that are framing the mindset of the unchurched. You see, you have to be aware. What are they listening to? What are they digesting from the news, from the TVs, from the media, from the social media, online? What are the things so that also will help you to be able to see how they reason and how they interpret things on the outside world. Now, the other thing is we need to be sure, we need to be aware that for engaging in Unchurched mindset will make you to experience a personal and collective shock or trauma or crisis or hardship to be able to comprehend the prompts of what faith and religious belief is all about. Okay, there is a God somewhere, there is a spirit inside of us. These things are not easy to digest from someone who is an unchurched, and that's why sometimes you need to rely on the power of the Holy Spirit to brood over the heart of that person, so that their heart can be regenerated, their heart can be born again, to be able to see clearly what you are trying to explain to them. So one of the things is that for you to also engage the church mindset, you need to look at the social and cultural factors that framed up that mindset, such as the changing demographics, economic indices, secularization trends, and then the influence of media. As I said, technology is very, very important. And that's why sometimes I made a video on my YouTube page on digital discipleship some years ago. People are spending more time on their smartphone than even in the church. People are spending more time in technology even when they are going to spend their time. So all those things shape their mindset, shape their belief system, shape their attitude towards religion and spirituality. And so some of these things are very, very important for us to understand the complexity, the nuances within the unchurched community in terms of their mindset, and how crucial it is for pastors and congregation, especially church leaders, to be able to empower and aim themselves to effectively engage this demographic set of people. And so we need to understand those insights. Let's consider some more insight, and then we're going to wrap up in another 10 minutes. One of the things is diverse motivation and experiences. We need to recognize that the unchurched community is not monolithic. Okay, it's not monolithic. What I mean is that they are not one way. You might think that this is how they think, but they are thinking in diverse ways. Individuals may have diverse motivation for disengaging from the church. Okay, the reason why the unchurched don't want to connect, the unchurched do not want to connect with the church is not one reason. There are many reasons why certain individuals who are called unchurched want to disengage. So there are diverse motivations for disengaging from the church, and including personal beliefs. But when you look at personal beliefs, there are quite a lot of reasons why people do not want to identify with the church. Negative experiences. I mean, if you come to my training, I usually talk about deal breakers. Deal breaker is any factor or issue that is strong enough to terminate a negotiation. So negative experience can make the unchurched mindset to disengage. I mean, people are coming to your church for the first time and they are getting terminologies that they don't understand. You have to be seeker sensitive at some point in your worship service. So negative experiences also play a role in that disengagement, and make the mindset that the unchurched has to disengage from spiritual activities. Then societal influences is also very, very strong, and a combination of all these factors can be one way. So we need to recognize that the unchurched is not just disengaging because of one reason or monolithic perspective. There are diverse reasons why these unchurched people are disengaging from the church, and that's why we are discussing this topic, to be able to know exactly what to do when we go into the community for evangelism and discipleship, to see how we can approach each unchurched, each person with empathy and openness. Okay, each person with empathy and openness to understand their unique journey towards spiritual freedom. Now, one of the things I would say quickly, if we're going to engage your church, is for authenticity and transparency. As you engage with them, you need to be authentic and transparent as much as possible in your interactions with your church, and then acknowledging the flaws and the shortcomings that the church has. You see, one of the things is that if you're going to the community to be able to show yourself authentic and transparent, you have to be able to tell them that the church is not perfect. We are work in progress. We still have spots, we still have blemish, we still have wrinkles, and God is working on the church to become blameless. And so we need to also highlight as well the positive aspect of the church in terms of your social responsibility or corporate responsibility. Avoid oversimplifying complex issues and using over-scripted languages or terminologies that is not used to the unchurched, and which I might come to them as in being insincere or not being transparent enough. One of the things I'll say quickly next is listening with empathy. Listening and empathy. Those skills are very important to connect to the unchurched when you know the kind of mindset they have. Take time to listen to the stories, the experiences of the unchurched persons, unchurched individuals, without being judgmental, without being critical, all right, without being judgmental. Cultivate that empathy, cultivate that compassion. That's one skill, that's one habit that that Jesus had. That when he saw those who were not saved, who were unchurched, he was moved with compassion. And so we need to also begin to walk in that alignment and be compassionate for the struggles that the unchurched have, the doubts that they have, the questions that they have. If you're talking with an unchurched, they have a lot of questions, they have a lot of doubts, they have a lot of struggles, inner struggle. There's a lot of vacuum in them that it's only God that can fill. And you have to create a safe space where they can be heard. And that way, after creating the space, you have to be able to listen and have empathy, value what their position, respect their position, regardless of their beliefs and their background. You can imagine somebody is worshiping iron, for example, and you can't just begin to be judgmental about that person. That's that person's level, that's that person's struggle, and you have to be able to be empathetic to go to that person, to be able to understand the spiritual life that you have. Now, building relationship is very, very important. Focus on building genuine relationship. You see, when you build relationship, I have Muslims who are related to them like brothers. They give respect to my religion. I say you have to build healthy relationship. Focus on building genuine and healthy relationship with your church people, rather than just solely emphasizing on conversion or evangelism or trying to lure them to be part of your church as it were. So also, as you engage with them and have meaningful, make sure that you invest in that healthy relationship by investing meaningful connections based on trust, mutual respect, and shared values. Demonstrate care and concern for their well-being beyond just trying to engage them spiritually. Now, the next one has to do with addressing the needs and concerns of the unchurched. Now, you need to seek to understand, getting out of your shoes to enter into their shoes and understand the needs, concern, and aspirations of the unchurched. Okay? That mindset, you need to understand that attitude and then be able to offer relevant resources, support services. You cannot have all the solutions to them, but there are sources. If somebody is going through grief, if someone is in prison, there are resources that you can be able to point them to and then help them with those support services, opportunity for personal and spiritual. I can remember when we went to prison evangelism. Somebody in the prison, we couldn't get him out, but we were able to get him to write his SSC, his first school living exams right in the prison. And of course, there are a lot of handworks that some of these prisoners can learn, that when they leave the prison, they will be able to fend for themselves and feed for themselves. So we need to address some of these issues in a practical, emotional, and existential perspective to their needs. Show that the church can be a source of hope, a beacon of hope, a source of hope, healing, and community for these ones. Now, engaging with doubt and skepticism is not what you should do, because they're going to be asking a lot of questions. You need to acknowledge and engage constructively with skepticism and intellectual inquiry. I mean, you know the answer to whatever question you are going to ask, but sometimes it's very good for you to also ask a question when they are asking you a question. That happened with Jesus. When they asked him a question, instead of giving an answer, he knows the answer, but he's not going to give you an answer because he's trying to engage their doubt. He's going to engage their skepticism and giving them intellectual inquiry to the unchurched or the unsaved. And that way, it provides space for honest dialogue, honest conversation, critical thinking, and then exploration of the faith-related question and the issue at hand. When it goes into Proverbs, it goes into something arbitrary, and it takes them into the unknown, into the unseen, and then begin to activate their spiritual imagination, because spiritual imagination is very, very important to building your faith. So you foster that atmosphere of intellectual humility, curiosity, and openness to diverse perspective. One of the things you need to also learn is adaptability and innovation. Be willing to adapt and innovate your approach to ministries and outreach effort of today. Now, those days I can remember, we have people who go to doors by knocking the doors to do evangelism. I doubt if that will work in a city like Abuja, where everyone is indoors. They don't go out. They're not really social. There's a way they socialize. And if you understand the way they socialize, there's a way you can also meet them how they socialize. So community engagement initiative can be adaptable and be filled with innovation, so that you're able to connect with them and stay attuned with the cultural trends, societal changes, and emerging needs within the community. Don't forget to cultivate inclusivity and belongingness. Create that atmosphere of trust where these individuals, these unchurched from different backgrounds, different cultural flares, can be feel a sense of belonging and acceptance, emphasizing respect, mutual respect, shared value of love, compassion, justice, and solidarity that transcends all differences, whether it's cultural or religion, celebrating their diversity and promoting unity within the church. Now, I've shared a lot of insight to how you can approach some of these things. Please feel free to just look at some of these things. These things are deeper than as I'm saying them. Create that space of belonging so that transformation can take place in the unchurched, regardless of their backgrounds and beliefs. I need to stop here, and then we will move on very, very fast next week, Monday. All right. Thank you for those who are following me. I've not been able to look at the back end, but I know people are actually joining. Thank you for hooking up. I saw some likes. I saw some likes and some comments. Thank you for hooking up with me on this side of Nigeria. Thank you for all the chats. And then thank you for, if you have any church related questions for me, let us have them and let us see how we can help you move you to from the unknown into what God wants you to do. So you have any church related questions for me, let's have them and let's see how we can help you become what God wants you to be. Okay, so please feel free. You have any church related questions, inquiries, let's have them in any of the social media handles, and ensure you're going to get more than an answer from me. All right, so please make sure you go on our social media handles. Please like our Facebook page, like our Twitter, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will be notified when we come online or upload a new video for you. Please like this video, share us to your community, drop us a comment. I love to hear from you. I've seen some few likes. I also love to hear from you. Please let us connect, let us communicate. Drop me a comment in the comment section. If you also have any church related questions or inquiry, let's have them. I'm going to give you more than an answer immediately. Now, we do consultation. We provide excellent church consulting for health, vitality, and results. We do consultations, very comprehensive revitalization training and strategic blueprint. Please feel free to get across to us, reach out to us so that we can help your church move from where it is right now to where it should be in God. So please feel free to also get across to us in any of our social media handles. Till I come your way next week, Monday, with part 3 or 4, I say bye-bye, I love you, and God bless you. Thank you so much.